Bathurst this year, mate. The easy trip out.
There was no bottleneck at all. Nothing
Didn't
at all.
even have to slow down there.
No. We cruised out fairly quickly and easily. There was even when you got out to Raglan, the first suburb as you're coming into Bathurst, there was no bottleneck. There was no slowing down at all. Everyone just merged in well.
Great run. Money well spent, mate.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's definitely freed up a lot of town.
Very safe.
Because they wanted to open up Kelso to more business, where Clancy's and all the other dealerships are.
Yeah.
Because Clancy's wanted to go out to the Sydney side of the dealership, so that they were the first dealership you would see coming into town.
Yeah.
Which is like Tony Lazy's in Orange. All the other dealerships are on the other side of town, but they wouldn't go out there until that bottleneck was all freed up. Where the main lights are near Super Cheap, that used to be a big bottleneck.
Yeah. Well, we had to go to Super Cheap. We drained the gearbox and give it an oil change and a refill, and out the front of Super Cheap in the car park. Just jacked up the old XD. A few people turning heads like, what the fuck are these people doing? We're just doing a gearbox oil change, mate. Just make sure it was nice and topped up, and
it's not a Bathurst weekend unless someone's doing some work on the side of the road.
Yeah, but we're in the car park, so that was all good. Hey, Rick, highlights of the weekend, mate?
Have to be the biggest thrills of ever. The response of everyone around the weekend for the ute. Even old blokes, nice ute. You know?
Yeah.
There was a lot of respect for it, but I reckon Fabian Coulthard's effort. Coming from outside the top 10, I think he was down around 12th or something at one point. Coming up to third, that he did quite well. Disappointing about Scotty McLaughlin. Cam Waters, those young blokes in the monster car, they did quite well. I was quite surprised to see they really stood up to a lot of the pressure in the wet.
It was a good race, even though it was wet. I mean, you were hoping for rain about 2, so we could have have some fast time on the track. We managed to get around a bit, so we got pretty much around the whole track. Spent an hour or 2 in every spot.
Probably would have been, I reckon, going in the pits would have been good too. That's just something a little bit different.
What, during the race?
On Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Well, we went in all the pit garages. Or the Monster garage, the PRA garage and the Lownsies garage. Alan Bowen was a good bloke. He was good to talk to. That's Captain Cusso.
Yeah, that was a great video we had with having that chat with him. So
but then Touring Car Masters is always good. They're always down to earth blokes. They appreciate the public coming up and sort of showing an interest in their vehicles rather than just the V8 Supercar main game.
So what makes you think that we might see XDs in the Touring Car Masters next year, Rick?
Alan Bowen, he told me. He said that the XDs are coming to Touring Car Masters next year.
Oh, great news.
Yes, so I think they want to get... everyone wants to see the XDs from the old Kumo Touring Series. So remember how they see the XD Army car and all the X race cars, they come out on the track through Touring Car Masters, Muscle Car Masters weekend. I think the crowd loves seeing the XDs. That's a real crowd favourite. XD.
Yeah, right.
So the XD, because it was a big touring car vehicle, they'll start to release. They wanted to get that into Touring Car Masters. So we'll see Commodores in there soon. Probably won't see as many Commodores because of the Commodore Cup years ago. There wasn't that sort of program for the XDs. So there's still a few XDs out there, so they think, invite them in.
So grab them where you can.
Oh yeah. They're going to get very thin on the ground now.
A lot of fiberglass going to be available for them if they do that. They go in the Touring Car Masters.
After a little while, yeah. Once people start getting used to them, I think you'll see some of the bigger boys will step into an XD. So maybe John Bow.
Yeah.
Maybe Stephen Richards.
Well, yeah, I was going to say DJR running Mustang
Johnson
at the moment, but I bet you they'd love to hop back in
so much experience and knowledge about the XDs.
Yeah, set up and
Yeah.
yeah, well, that would be good to see, definitely. So we're having a pretty good run here. We're heading up to Lithgow. I'd say, what do you reckon now? Probably
We're just coming up to
12k from Lithgow.
Yeah, probably maybe 20 still.
It's 20 still. Oh well.
But we're near Portland now.
Yeah.
So we'll see the big Mount Piper power station coming up on the left.
Right.
That supplies power to most of the western area of New South Wales.
How far's that up?
Probably about another 5 k's.
Yeah, right. And all nice and fine and sunny today.
This is the weather we wanted for yesterday.
Yeah, it would have been great, eh? Alright, so we're going to be heading up to Newcastle at the moment, so we've got a couple of hours ahead of us. I'm going to jump on a plane back to Brisbane. Anything else happening, Rick?
For me, I've got a few little bits and pieces to do on the ute.
Yeah.
Just you know what it's like. You get a car, you've always got a list of stuff that's going to get done. So that for me for the next couple of weeks will be just tidying up little bits and pieces here and there, and giving it a check over after the trip, make sure everything's all nice and sweet.
Yeah.
We developed a bit of a spring saddle squeak. I haven't had one of them for years. So I'll be taking the springs and the shock out of the right front, check them, maybe put in a new saddle bush, take away the old XD squeak over little bumps. That's the only thing that does annoy me with the old Falcons. That little wee-wee noise. But that'll be just getting back in the swing of work again. Another 12 months of hard slog.
I'll say the disappointment, I've just been seeing it year after year. I mean, tell us about the big Bathurst parades, Rick. But, every young guy in town that had a car, mate.
V8 supercars have absolutely raped Bathurst with no Vaseline. What they've done is essentially, back when I was growing up at school...
I wasn't really asking about your hatred towards V8 supercars. I know that runs deep, but...
No, just
let's talk about the event.
Okay, so every year, all the schools would have a food van up at the Mount, and that would be a major funding boost for their PCYC club. The town would get a lot of feedback, a lot of funds injected back into the town because there was a street party on Saturday nights. This got canned not long after the dickheads from the Tui's 1000, which was back in '94, because we had blokes pissed as a nit, roaming the streets, making people do burnouts at the lights. So they canned that because of the rough nut element. But they used to have a band in the main street outside the courthouse. They used to have rides for the kids. They had food stalls. They had, it was like a mini show. They've canned that. Now it's just a kids' rides.
But we'll get back to the streetcars, Rick.
They used to have every Saturday they had a street parade. So a lot of the businesses would have floats in the business. My parents had a on the big delivery truck. We used to put a big display on the back of it. It might be someone cooking a barbecue, or it might be someone chopping some wood, or just something from the Bathurst region. They'd have motorbikes, Harleys, all the grid girls. There was nothing better than seeing all the grid girls' ass hanging off the back of the Harley seats.
Up and down the main street in Bathurst?
They'd come up William Street, they'd turn around, they'd come down George Street, and then they'd turn onto the highway and go back up the Mount. So...
And all the boys, they were allowed to follow in their cars?
Yes. There was always...
So what
always
are we talking back, LJ eras and that sort of thing?
We're talking XA Superbird Coupes. We're talking HQ Statesmans. We're talking HJ Utes. There was a bloke who did up an old HJ Ute. He called it True Blue, and it was painted in the Brock VK Commodore colour. He painted that, and then his wife turned around and said, "But what about my car?" She said, so he turned around and did